is slated to start tomorrow night in Carolina. Jeremy Fowler, you spent some time in Cleveland this summer. Empty the notebook. What do you got on Shedeur?
Well, the Browns like how he's accurate. He makes tight window throws. He does a lot of good things. They did have a joint practice yesterday with the Carolina Panthers. The feeling is over there that, hey, the Browns quarterback outlook, maybe not so great. Shedeur does have some work to do in the pocket, urgency, getting rid of the ball. He's got a bit of a long windup as a thrower. So he's got a ways to go as far as a prospect. They like what he's doing, but, you know, they got some time. Really, Joe Flacco, from people I talked to, feel like he's easily got the lead right now in that race.
Okay, that's fair. However, tomorrow night, it's going to be Shedeur. Harry, I start with you. What specifically must he do to make an impact and make a statement tomorrow night?
I'll say number one, when you're dealing with a rookie quarterback, you want that guy to be able to take the information that you learn in the meeting rooms, retain it, put it to the practice field, but now it's Friday Night Lights, baby. That game is tomorrow. You're going back to your high school days. Can you perform at your best when the lights are on? We know a lot of people can do it in practice. You can do it when you're in shorts and a t-shirt. But can you take that information and go out there and control the line of scrimmage, have command over the huddle, take care of the football, and then here's the big catcher. It's not like the Carolina Panthers defense were just miraculous last season. Those guys were last in just about every single category. So they're going to be playing some of their starters on defense. So if you're Shedeur, if you can take advantage of this opportunity and open more eyes to your quarterback play, then it's setting you up for I'll say a good first season.
All right, Damien Woody, I look at this situation. He was the fourth quarterback on the depth chart. We've got injuries from everybody else, so now he's inserted to start. What can he do in a meaningful preseason performance?
He has an opportunity to plant a seed in Kevin Stefanski's head. How often do you see a fifth-round quarterback who's fourth on the depth chart get to start the first preseason game? Not only started, but play most of the game. That's a rare opportunity. Those opportunities usually only go around for your first-round quarterbacks. But Shedeur Sanders is getting that opportunity right now with the Cleveland Browns. And I would tell Shedeur, I'm just looking at the camera, take advantage of this opportunity. You have a unique opportunity to go out here and do all the things that Harry talked about, as far as the operation and all those type of things. But you have an opportunity to plant a seed in Kevin Stefanski's head to say, this is not too big for a rookie quarterback. And if you do that, you'll give yourself more opportunities moving forward in the preseason.
Yesterday we had our lead draft analyst, Louis Riddick, here, also, of course, calls Monday Night Football and does college. He had an interesting take. Let's toss to Louis Riddick on the fact that Shedeur is going to be starting in the preseason debut.
This is the kind of scenario that you don't want. You're going out there with the first team, but you haven't really repped with them. You haven't really gone through all the different calls that the quarterbacks that have been getting the majority of the ones and twos have gotten. So for him, hey, look, he may not be able to lock down the starting job with this performance, but he can definitely lose it. That's just the life of being a late-round draft pick. They expect you to be perfect, although you weren't necessarily set up for perfection.
Okay, Jeremy Fowler, I bring you in here because here's the real brass tacks of it. He hasn't taken reps with the number ones.
Yeah.
He was the fourth quarterback. He was a fifth-round pick. As much as it's just preseason, this does seem like a giant mountain to climb to suddenly be fantastic right out of the gates.
It's a lot. Second stringers against the first-team defense. I will say this, though, being in Cleveland, the teammates there are invested in seeing him do well. They're going to ball out for him, I bet, because they believe in him, like the galvanizing of other people. Like you hear it when David Njoku or Jerry Jeudy, when they talk about him, like they like this guy a lot. And he's not a fifth-round pick in the truest sense. He should have gone a lot higher. We all know it. So there's pedigree here. So I think he's going to show more than people expect.
But can I add a point here? I think we got to throw out the pre-draft. You know, all the pre-draft stuff is over. At the end of the day, he's a fourth-string, fifth-round QB. Okay, you got to go out there and put your imprint on this situation. That's why I said you got to have a heightened sense of urgency with this opportunity that you have if you're Shedeur Sanders. Because I agree with Louis Riddick. If you go out there and stink up the joint, like that could be it. Not only as far as your opportunity to potentially be a starter, but just making the team.
Yeah. The opportunity to go, horribly off the rails is there with the lack of reps and with the fact that he hasn't been given the opportunity to play with a lot of these guys.
Guess what, Shrakes? No one cares.
I was just going to say, does any of that matter?
No one cares. And I get what Louis is saying, that it's not the perfect situation for Shedeur Sanders, but sometimes when you got lemons, you have to make lemonade out of those lemons. And you have to be able to play the hand that you're dealt. And for Shedeur Sanders, you're a 5th-round pick. Everything's not going to be ideal as a rookie quarterback. Everyone's not going to go into the ideal situation. But can you make the best of it? Because that will turn heads not only with your coaching staff and people up top in the organization, but within your teammates as well. They would see that, and they're going to be more on board with you as a player within that organization too.
I know that we are prone to hyperbole, and it's August, and it's just week 1. I don't know if there's been a rookie debut I've been looking forward to more than seeing Shedeur Sanders tomorrow, having an opportunity to shut up critics, to prove himself, but to also just get the opportunity to play, because Dodgers are just 3-9 at home since July 4th. But the NFL we go, where I am putting my panelists on preseason week 1 watch. Guys, rapid fire. Harry Douglas, what are you watching for from Anthony Richardson in his preseason debut?
Triggs, for Anthony Richardson, it's all about, can you make the routine play consistently, being accurate as a quarterback, taking care of the football, and showing why you were drafted 4th overall in the NFL draft.
D-Wood, how do you view this Colts QB battle, Richardson versus Daniel Jones?
I mean, listen, if you're the Colts organization, you want Anthony Richardson to win the job. He was drafted 4th overall. If he doesn't win this job, that is a huge failure for that organization.
Harry Douglas, we know Joe Burrow is going to be playing in the preseason. Do you love or hate the fact that the Bengals are giving him some preseason reps?
I love it, and you can capitalize every single letter, baby, because this football team has started slow over the last 3 years. 2-7 over that span. That's worst, or tied for worst, I would say, the National Football League. But Joe Burrow's coming into the season healthy for the first time in a very long time. I love this. Go ahead and iron out those kinks in preseason so you can hit the season sprint.
Jeremy Fowler, you spoke with Burrow directly. What did he tell you?
I caught him in his locker at Bengals camp. He said he took a long break from throwing the ball, but he feels fresh, feels great, probably throwing the ball as well as he ever has, and he's feeling like an athlete. He was even doing a running back drill the day I was there, so he's getting loose this year.
I love that. Damien Woody, new era in Vegas. The Raiders. What do you want to see from their rookie running back, Ashton Jeanty?
Show them why you were drafted in the top 10. Because you were the most explosive back in college football last year. We know what Pete Carroll, the style of play that Pete Carroll wants to implement it with the Las Vegas Raiders. He wants to play defense, and he wants to run the football. And oh, by the way, you have Chip Kelly as your offensive coordinator. Show that explosiveness in the preseason.
And that takes us to Cleveland, where the Browns announced 2 days ago that Shedeur Sanders, even going back to the pre-draft process, it's just been this about this guy. We heard, just play football. It's the purest thing, just play football.
Anthony Richardson in the Colts preseason game with the Ravens is drawing to an end. His last season was marked with that infamous benching, battles with inconsistency and injury to be sure. Now he's part of the quarterback battle with Daniel Jones, who gets his chance at starting in the next preseason game, August the 16th. That's against the Packers. But this one's for Richardson. Certainly has a lot to prove. We welcome in Damien Woody, who joins us on SportsCenter. Yeah, it's time for Hollywood with D. Wood. So, Damien, what would you like to see from Anthony Richardson here in year 3?
Yeah, how about being more accurate? You're talking about a guy, Anthony Richardson, that's career 51% completion percentage. That's no way. You can't win football games when you're not able to be accurate with the football. He has to become a more accurate quarterback. We all know about the physical gifts that he possesses. Big, strong, physical guy. But in this league, in a passing league, you got to be able to distribute the ball and distribute it accurately.
The depth chart right now for Indy has either Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. The depth chart in Cleveland has Shedeur Sanders as 4th, and yet he's going to start in the preseason opener. What would you like to see from Shedeur Sanders tomorrow?
Just taking advantage of the opportunities. How many 5th-round quarterbacks get an opportunity to not only start, but play almost all of the first preseason games? This is a unique opportunity for Shedeur Sanders. You want to be able to put the seed in Kevin Stefanski's head that, hey, you know, I can go out here. This is not too big. This is not too much. I can go out here and play at a high level. So if you're Shedeur Sanders, man, go out here and take advantage of this tremendous opportunity that's been provided for you.
Okay, so how about a first-round rookie? Would you say Ashton Jeanty is the favorite to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I would think so. You don't draft a running back that high if you're not intended on using him a lot. We know that Pete Carroll is a guy, he's a culture changer. He wants to play good defense. He wants to run the football. And we know that Chip Kelly is a new offensive coordinator. So they're gonna lean on Ashton Jeanty to be a guy to implement the type of change that they want in the Raiders organization. So yeah, for me, that's the guy I'm looking at as the front runner for Rookie of the Year.
Okay, so we're going to bring back a story that we had earlier in the show about Mike Vrabel, Patriots head coach, getting in the middle of a training camp fight. Would you do the same thing? Get in the middle of a training camp fight like Mike Vrabel did?
No, that's not my style at all. That's not my style. Like, listen, first of all, Randy, I'm a big guy. I don't believe in wasting calories on stuff like that. Like, I'm trying to conserve calories for when it matters most, not breaking up scraps between other guys. So that's never been my speed, even when I was a player.
Okay, so he turns 50 like in a week. You turn 47. You're 47. You turn 48 in November.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you have done it as a player? I get not doing it now, but you're saying even as a big man back in your playing days, you wouldn't have been about it.
No, man, I'm all about, like I said, I'm all about conserving calories, man. Like, that's all I'm all about. Like, the fighting stuff,